Imagine your life like a boat drifting. No direction, no choices, just carried by the current. That's often what life without confidence feels like. Ethan was smart, but he hid as if existing were dangerous. Fear spoke for him, and silence became his shield. In the port city of Harborview, everyone spoke loudly, bargained, and laughed. Ethan walked, trying not to be noticed. His father, Robert, supported the family with a spice shop. Sacks of cumin and pepper were their daily bread. His younger brother, Jake, joked with customers like they were friends. Ethan searched for words like someone searching for air. Robert thought he could fix his son with criticism, but each remark planted another doubt in Ethan's heart. At school, Ethan knew the answers, but his hand shook when it was time to write. Fear erased what his mind knew. The more he wanted to do well, the more he froze. And the more he froze, the more he believed he was incapable. Neighbors mistook his gentleness for weakness. Some mocked him, others took advantage of his quiet nature. At home, Ethan's silence became a topic, and every meal felt like an exam he was sure to fail. One day, Robert said, "You're coming to the shop, you'll learn." Ethan nodded, but inside he was shaking. In front of customers, his movements became clumsy. He spilled things, hesitated, and his face burned with shame. His father's anger rose quickly, and Ethan, instead of replying, shrank even more. Then one afternoon, Robert left for a few hours. Ethan stayed alone, guarding a shop that felt enormous. 3 men with an overly slick look walked in. They smiled like they had already won. "Your father expected us," they said. "We must take the sacks for an urgent order." Ethan felt doubt, but didn't dare to stand by it. He could have asked one simple question, but his throat tightened and the moment slipped away. In a few minutes, the sacks left the shop. Ethan stood there as if his feet were nailed to the ground. Evening fell on an empty shop, and in Ethan's stomach, a new coldness began to settle. When Robert returned, his eyes scanned the shelves, then locked onto Ethan. The air turned heavy, dangerous. Anger exploded like a storm. Robert's words hit harder than any slap. Ethan tried to explain, but his voice broke. He stepped outside, swallowed by the street and by his shame. The neighbors' whispers felt like an invisible crowd. Ethan felt smaller than a shadow. He walked aimlessly to the river, and there at the edge, a terrible thought whispered, "End it." His heart raced, his hands shook. He believed his life was worth nothing anymore. A rough hand grabbed him at the last moment. An old man held him back, like saving a spark before it dies. Ethan shouted his pain, his rage, his exhaustion. The old man didn't answer with sharp words. He spoke softly, like talking to someone drowning. "Breathe. As long as you're alive, everything can be repaired." Ethan confessed, "I'm weak. People walk over me. Even my father doesn't see me." He had already sentenced himself. The old man replied, "Then come." His tone left no room to run away. Ethan followed because he had no energy left to resist. Sometimes you move forward simply because you're tired of stepping back. The house was simple, warm, and quiet. It felt safe, like a shelter. 3 days, said the sage. 3 tasks. If you do them,
you won't be the same. Ethan felt a small light return. Not confidence, just a chance. And that was already huge. Day 1. Talk to 10 strangers. Ethan approached the first person, voice stuck, yet he moved forward anyway. Some ignored him, others answered kindly, and with each hello, his fear stepped back. By evening, he had filled pages. He hadn't transformed, but he had stood his ground. The sage didn't celebrate. He only smiled. See? You can move forward even while shaking. Day 2. Teach children the importance of water. Ethan panicked, then remembered, I don't need to be perfect. He explained what he knew with simple, clear words, and unexpectedly, the children truly listened. By the second sentence, his voice steadied, as if, through doing, his body learned safety. Day 3. Go back to his father. This time, Ethan felt fear rush back all at once. He'll never forgive me, Ethan whispered. The sage replied, You go for yourself, not for his reaction. He walked toward Harborview like walking into a storm, and yet he kept going. In front of the shop, his breath caught. He placed his hand on the door and chose not to run. Robert looked up, hard and closed off. Ethan felt the old reflex vanish. Then he stayed. I'm sorry, Ethan said, without endless excuses. Give me a chance to fix it and to grow. Something shifted in the father's eyes. He saw a different son, not perfect, but present. Robert gave him another chance. And Ethan realized courage could open doors he thought were sealed.
He returned to the sage, walking lighter. He wasn't chasing approval anymore. He was building something. You want the secret? The sage said. You've been practicing it for 3 days. Your enemy wasn't shyness, he explained. It was fear telling you that you were small. When you carry yourself with confidence, the world adjusts. Not because you dominate, but because you respect yourself. Ethan felt tears rise, but this time it wasn't shame. It was gratitude for finding himself again. Months passed, and Ethan changed through small victories. Confidence was built day by day, like a craft. Later, people respected him for his calm and clarity, not because he had no fear, but because he no longer obeyed it. Confidence isn't a gift that falls from the sky. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the more it responds. One step outside, one act of sharing, one hard conversation. Simple exercises that can change a life. Don't wait to feel ready to move. Move. Small, awkward if needed, and you'll become ready along the way. The world sees you the way you choose to show up. So choose today. One small step of courage, and the rest will follow.